Hey guys, happy Friday. It's layout update time. We're actually going to be doing some work on the layout over here. As you can see, my ugly wall right there where I ended up pulling off of my wall there the background I had. And that was in hopes of maybe starting to do a little cutout right there and a track running out in the back, but I'm not going to do that right now. I think that's going to have to wait until later on in the year because it's already starting to get hot over here. And well, to be honest, I'm kind of lazy, and I'm just going to put the mountain back up. So this mountain here, we'll take a look at this right over here. It's just a vinyl. It's a vinyl. If you look back in my playlists over there, you'll see how I did that. But basically, it's you get it off of Walgreens. You can upload the photos and stuff like that, and you print out a vinyl banner, and then just cut it up and use it as your background. But one of the mistakes that I made when I first put this thing up is I didn't put enough glue on it. And so you can see over here, I didn't get quite enough glue up on the top portion. And then with time, it kind of does a little bit of shrinkage and stuff like that. And so I've had to go back here and kind of try to put glue back on this to kind of get the very top edge of it and bottom edge of it. You can see over here it's all curled up like this to kind of stick down. And while I got this thing up over here, I figured, well, I'll show you how I do that. So let's pop over there and we'll take a look. All right, guys, so here's what I use for the glue. Any kind of like one of these spray glues. This is a CRC spray adhesive. I got a couple other ones, but I think this one, at least the nozzle is clear. I've got my mountain laid down over here on this spare box of cardboard, and that was part of the problem I had before, was trying to lay it out and not get glue all over the place. And so I was a little bit delicate when I was laying down the glue or spraying the glue on initially, and I didn't get a really good coat on it. So tip number one, make sure you get plenty of glue. The problem is that when you've got a big long piece like this and you only got a little piece of cardboard or something that you're going to be spraying stuff on, you end up having to kind of move this along, right? And you're getting glue over here on the bottoms, and you don't want to get glue on the on the picture side. So the tip here is either have a big area where you're not going to have to move the piece, and you can just keep on spraying, without moving it around. And that way, we don't get glue all over everything. So I'm just gonna get this thing going. I guess I should shake it first, right? All right. Ooh, this thing's coming out all kinds of different ways. I'm gonna really get a decent amount of glue all on the edges and stuff. I guess it's more important to get it on the edge than it is on the center. This is really messy, and you can see it does go all over the place. And then we're going to let it sit for a bit. Really getting a lot of it there on the corners and the bottom. This sucker is never going to come back up, right? All right. But you can see how it goes all over the place, and if you start sliding this thing around, you're going to end up getting glue all over the front of it, which I don't want to do. All right, I'm going to let that sit for, well, a little bit. Let it get all tacky and whatnot, and then we'll go over there and put it up. All right, I got the piece off. There was quite a bit of glue kind of doing glue stuff at the top here, so it's almost like a spider web. So I'm just pulling it off. I think we should get rid of that palm tree. And without making too much of a mess here, let's try to position it. It's been about like, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. Oh, I just remembered one thing. I got to kind of stick this down into this a little bit. Let me pull this piece out just to get this to line up, because I actually have the bottom portion of it actually goes down behind my little background here, or below the surface. Let's see here, let me grab one of these things. I got a piece of foam over here. There's a little wedged into there. And I'm just kind of pushing the background off to try and get this thing. Well, it's going to be right about there. I'm going to try to line up this little edge right here to start with. Yeah, right there, or at least the corner of it. Let me see if that'll work. It doesn't have to go back down too far. Yeah, I think that'll work. Right there. Hey, listen, I'm not too picky here. All right. Now this stuff should be pretty sticky. There's a ton of it. You know. We'll see how this turns out. Yeah, that's lined up here. Let's just go ahead and lay this all the way down. Gotta get rid of one of my trees there. Now I think what I'm going to have to do, because it already has a little bit of a curl in it, I'm going to have to come back once this has a little bit more time to kind of the glue to set up. Like I said, it's been about, I don't know, 15 minutes since I sprayed it. And because of the little curl that it's already got at the top, it's still kind of trying to curl up, even though I got tons of glue on there. The bottom seems alright. But you kind of let it curl out and then come back here and do one of these things. I think that's the one downside of using vinyl. It's a little bit more durable, but it does, with time, starts to curl a little bit. I think in the future what I'm going to do is, I probably suggest, instead of doing vinyl, they have the self-adhesive sort of banner you can get. But again, you take your chances there because you can't really pull it off like this, like I've been doing. So, alright, I think that's good enough for now. Might have to come back into some of these little spots right here at these peaks that, well, as much glue as I put on there, I thought I put enough, but I could probably use some more. Alright, and then I got a little chunk that fits back, how does that go in there? Like that. Just get a little wedge in here that just fell in. Pop all this stuff back up over here. Alright. I'm just going to stick that right there for now. And a palm tree. Why not? Alright. Not too bad. Looking pretty good. Like I said, just a couple of these little very tippy tops. I got to come back there, but at least I got sufficient glue on here. Now over there, right there in the corner, it's got to come back up over here. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to do this. I might have to come in here and kind of play with it to make sure that get that curl off of there, because it's actually off of the backboard. But not bad. All right, at least we have our mountains back up over there. All right, let's see. I think that's it. Boy, I thought this video was going to be longer, brother. The only other thing I could probably do here is maybe get a little bit of glue back here, but that's a little bit more, I got to spray some of that glue on the, on just a piece of cardboard or something, and just kind of stick it back here to get it back on there, and then really kind of hold it for a little bit. All right, let's run some trains, huh? On second thought, we're not going to be running trains anymore, guys. This is going to be a short video here. That's it for today, because I've got my last window is getting installed in a few minutes over here, so I got to go run and supervise that. But hope you guys enjoyed that. At least we got something done over here for this week. We got our mountain back up, and it's glued up and everything. All right, guys. Till next time. Take care. Maybe I'll get a little running video, a little ops video later on this weekend. Take care.